Hey everyone, I'm Nick and welcome to the channel. In this video, we're checking out a single-DIN head unit from Haudio that does wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, and it works in landscape mode and in portrait mode. So let's check it out. Now let's take a look at what's included in the kit. Got our wiring, main harness, rear camera, and our screen and main module here. So let's get these out. Got our manual right here, shows all the connections on the harnesses, which we'll see in a minute, where everything gets plugged in, and some basic installation instructions. Right here we have the screen. It's a really nice size. Touch buttons on the left, power, home, back, volume up, volume down, a little built-in microphone here. And then our main plug here that allows us to rotate it, which we'll see on the car, so you can have it mounted vertically or horizontally and angled however you want. And it can also be slid up and down to match your car's dashboard. And here we have the rest of the radio, so the unit will clip in right here. You can see it's got two edges that are chamfered, so they'll just slide in here, they'll snap in. That way it mounts like that. And when you want to release it, you press the two buttons here and pull it up and out. And it's got two stages. So one, click in here, loose. The next one all the way in. So easy connection and disconnection. In there we have the main connector. And in the back we have all our accessory connectors, our main connector, fuse, GPS antenna, and radio antenna. And there is right here, let's take a look at the harnesses. USB port, another one right here. This is useful if you want to connect your phone or USB drive or something like that. We've got our rear camera plug here. Got all our inputs and outputs here. So if you want line out, front left, front right, rear left, rear right to go to an amplifier, you can use this harness. This also includes a microphone plug if you want to use an aftermarket microphone instead of the one that's built into the screen. And the video in as well for any other video source you want to use. Oh, and a subwoofer out. Then we have our typical radio harness. This is all your connections to things like front left positive, front left negative. It's all your speakers, your reverse signal, lighting signal, battery positive, accessory wire, and your ground. So this is very standard for radio harnesses. You just match this to the adapter that works for your car, then you're good to go. And then right here we have a GPS antenna, and then an alternate harness for your radio that comes with ISO plugs. So if you already use ISO plugs on your car, maybe you've had a radio before that uses these plugs, you can just pop this in and you're good to go. Just the only other wires are camera reverse, key 1 and key 2, which you may or may not need depending on the car you have. So it's nice that they give us two options. So one, if you buy an adapter harness for your car, you can just wire up. Or if you can get an adapter harness for your car that has ISO plugs, you just plug it in there, and then you don't have to solder or crimp anything. And then here we have a camera. So you can mount this wherever you want. Typically you might want to use this as a backup camera. It's got a little mounting hardware here, power plug, video plug, nice long video extension with two red wires, which we'll talk about in a minute, a power and ground plug. So this you'd normally wire to your reverse light, so the white light that comes on when you put your car in reverse. Connect this to power and ground there, so it automatically sends power to the camera when you put it into reverse. Or as another option, if you have another signal towards the front that you can use, connect the 12 volt there, have it come out the other end, plug this in, connect your 12 volt right here, and then find a ground near the camera, and you're good to go. All right, so now that we've seen everything that's included, let's go install this in a car and test it out. Now the first step before installing the new radio is to make sure your adapter harness is set up. I have mine already plugged in. Here's the main plug for my car, my ISO plug output on the other side, and my antenna plug right here with an adapter. The required harness and connections will vary from one car to another, but once you have your harness set up, you can either connect the adapter directly to the harness that doesn't have a plug, or if it's like in my case, you can use the ISO plug to the included ISO harness. So I'm going to tuck this in, get our ISO plug right here. So this pops in right here. And otherwise you would match wire color to wire color. We can keep tucking that back in. And now we can make the connections on the radio. So we've got all the unique plugs, the antenna plug, and our main plug right here that we already set up. So I'm going to start by plugging that in. There we go. It's the optional rear camera harness. They all fit in only one spot. We've got all our optional connectors here for individual line outs and line ins and subwoofer out. Our USB plugs, which you can run down inside the dash to somewhere accessible, whatever's convenient for you. And now is a good time to connect the backup camera as well, be on this harness, because that way you can run it down to your footwell, route it to the back of the car, and mount this wherever you want. You can also connect the GPS antenna. And if you have another microphone you want to use, maybe that you mount near your windshield, you can plug it in now as well. I'm also going to connect the radio antenna, a microphone right here, and I think that's everything. So I want to make sure we are the right way up. So let's find that out now, because if you have it upside down, your screen's going to be upside down. So you can see our text is right side up here, and that is with the little angles here facing up. So I'm going to turn this around, slide it all in, and if you don't want this to rattle, you can wrap it in fabric tape. And the mounting will depend on what dash kit you have, which will be specific to your car. But you don't want to snap everything in until you know everything works, because if you have to pull it back out, it's a little extra work. Just want to save you some time. So now we can snap this in. And before we do that, I just want to show you, you can slide this up and down again. And that's important for positioning in your car, because you want to make sure it's in the good spot for you. Push it in, and it's snapped in, nice and easy. In fact, for me, I will probably have it set up here. There we go. And let's find out. Let's see how it works. Let's get the key, and if everything's connected right, it should power on. There we go. And with that, it's all connected, and you can make any adjustments. Actually, you'll notice I turned off my headlights, went to light mode. If I turn my headlights back on, it switches back to dark mode. And that's because the illumination wire is in that harness, and when you make the connection, it'll automatically pick that up. Now this is the part where you'd snap it in if it works. You can still hold off, make sure everything works, check the sound and everything like that, and then snap it in. But you can also see that this is very adjustable, so you can angle it to the sides, up and down, and however works best for you in your car. Now let's test some stuff out. Let's see the radio. Okay, you can hear it is working. All right, so sound connections work. Now we can start looking around. Our volume buttons are here. So we have navigation built in here, Google Maps. You would need an internet connection for that, but this has Wi-Fi, so you could use your phone as a hotspot, or you can download an app that has offline maps as well. Now, I did mention earlier that this can turn 90 degrees, so let's check that out real quick. There's a little button right here. Hit that, and it rotates. Now we can rotate the screen right here. Now we have the tablet format. Very, electric car, big screen. Gives the car a very different feel like this as well. So then your controls are at the bottom. Toggle it again, and it switches right back. And we also have other apps. We got Google Chrome built in, radio, music, which you can use for music that's already on board. I'm not going to play this because it's copyright, but it sounds good. That was quite loud already. Very nice. We've got video, if you want to play video off of the USB drive or something with one of those USB cables that was included. So you just plug it in like that. Got the Play Store if you want to install other apps, because this runs Android. Bluetooth to connect your phone, Bluetooth music, settings, which we'll check in a minute, file manager, car settings, which is for the head unit, and we'll be right back for that. Spotify is pre-installed, AV in if you use another video input, images, car info, Google Maps, which you saw earlier, DSP for your EQ, so you can adjust the sound to your preferences. Got surround settings, loudness, subwoofer settings for the subwoofer output, other presets, and balance. I also have an instruction manual here for the interface. It's nice to have it on hand if you ever need to look something up. There's this little back button here if you don't want to use the one at the top. Just hit back here. We've got Z-Link, which we'll check out in a minute. Netflix and YouTube are pre-installed, and that's basically everything. Now, since we have a nice big screen, my favorite thing to do with a radio like this is use wireless Apple CarPlay or wireless Android Auto. So let's check those out now. You go to Z-Link, and we're going to connect our phone via Bluetooth to the head unit with the Bluetooth name Haudio BT right here for wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. So we'll start with wireless CarPlay. So in our Bluetooth settings, we'll find Haudio BT, hit connect, pair, device connected, it's loading, and we're in wireless Apple CarPlay. Let's get some music on. Works great. Now let's turn this and see it in vertical mode. Hit that button right there. And now we have vertical CarPlay. It's a nice different interface, shortcut bar at the bottom. And in the main screen here, you have your map area, media. You just tap straight through to media right here. That's nice. Again, very futuristic look for a car that is, well, 21 years old now. With the home shortcut here, just get back into the radio's main interface. Now for Android Auto, it's the same thing. Just find Haudio BT, connect, have it pair, it's connecting, and now we have wireless Android Auto. Now in wireless Android Auto, it's always split screen in vertical mode anyway, so let's switch it back to horizontal mode. Swipe down, tap the little button, and we're back in the regular horizontal mode. There we go. Again, this is a big enough screen that there's always going to be a map on one side and something else on the other. Now before I forget, since the screen is able to shift up and down when it's in horizontal mode, when you're in vertical mode you can recenter it by sliding it left and right until it's in the right spot for you. If you go back to vertical mode, slide it right back up into place. Alright, now let's take a look through the settings. Your settings menu is pretty standard Android. You can see we have what I believe is probably 32 gigs on board, yep. You can go through standard Android settings and information. See, it's running Android 13. And then there's car settings. So this is an interface dedicated to the fact that this is a head unit. So you could choose a radio region, rear mirror, which is if you set up your backup camera, reverse mode selection, steering wheel control setup, illumination detect, reversing lines, autoplay music, stuff like that. Then we have theme. So this is for daytime, nighttime, auto dimming and stuff like that. Wallpaper, illumination color, so that's for the lights right here. So you can actually match this up to whatever you want. Turn off animation, and we could try to find an orange that matches the buttons out here. Say that's probably needs a little more red. A lot more red. Yeah, that looks good. Media settings, Bluetooth volume, all that. And you can also get to those settings in car settings right here. And before we wrap up, let's talk about one last thing that's important to think about before you get one of these, and that is fitment. because this is a really big screen and you want to make sure you're not blocking something that you need to be able to see. Now for me, all my switches here are nice and visible, but the HVAC controls are a little bit hidden by the screen. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you're super familiar with your HVAC controls, you'd probably be fine, but this is probably a better candidate for a different car for me. This might be fine for you, but that's just something to keep in mind. All right, so I'm gonna give you some of the measurements too, so you can figure out if the fitment's gonna work for you. The width, total width is just under 10 inches, and the height of the screen is about 6 inches. Now going from the top of the body to the top of the screen with the screen all the way up is, I guess, 2.5 inches. So it's about 1.5 inches on the bottom, and that's because it's lit all the way up. And then side to side, we have, say, maybe 1.5 on either side. Yeah. And when you slide it all the way down, it goes from 2.5 down to 1.5. So you have about 1 inch of up and down movement. Yeah. And with that, we have a nice big radio screen that can be used horizontally and vertically. The adjustability of the screen is also nice because it lets you position it in the way that works best for you. And wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto are great additions to any car. I want to say a big thank you to Haudio for sending me this unit to review. If you want to get one for yourself, I'll leave links in the video description. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and to hype it. And if you want to see more videos like this, or you want to watch me work on cars, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.